Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tanner, and this is my Esoterica. Today I have a message from Spirit for the collective. It's interesting so far. First thing I got was that somebody around you has been wearing a mask, but I feel like this mask is finally starting to come off for you. But you're kind of left wondering, like, who has been the person underneath this mask the whole time? Um, Whoever this person is, they've got you fired up. Um, I see, like, fire makes me think of passion, which is close to anger, right? So this person has gotten under your skin in some way or another. Because we also have this: you're not my master. My life, my rules, I am unchained. And this card was clarifying this person wearing a mask. So I feel like you're finally breaking free of somebody who's been wearing a mask with you. We have, again, this fired up card. Clarifying that was this card. Weigh your emotions carefully, find equilibrium within, which is very temperance coded. So temperance, you could be a Sagittarius or dealing with a Sagittarius. But maybe you really wanted to go nuclear on this person, like whatever you found out about this person, whatever made this mask come off for you. I feel like something came to light here. This was one of the other cards that came out. Something came to light that got you fired up, but Spirit is warning you here that it's very important to maintain equilibrium within yourself. Balance this fire with some water. So yeah, I feel like whoever this person was when this mask came off, it got you fired up in maybe not the best way, but it inspired you to break the chains of this connection. Again, something came to light, and we have sudden wealth here too, which I thought was interesting. Very Ace of Pentacles coded. So you could have an opportunity coming in to build sudden wealth, or something could be coming in, like an opportunity out of the blue for you. We have coming to light here. So I feel like these cards are together a little bit. They did not come out together, but I feel like, you know, this person's mask coming off, like something came to light for you and shows you that you don't really know this person very well at all. We have Journey and Voyage on the bottom of this Oracle deck. And underneath that, so I feel like you've gone on a journey. This makes me think of the Fool's Journey, obviously. So like a situation where you went in feeling kind of like naive and like kind of ready to take on the world sort of vibes, 333 on the timer. But then, you kind of got lost in the sauce, for lack of a better term, and kind of fell into, not a trap exactly, but like a situation where you weren't being valued, or somebody wasn't being honest with you about something. Whatever it was came to light, and again gave you the impetus, the strength to break these chains and sort of break free from the situation. Whatever happened, it got you fired up again, but Spirit is saying, like, you need to take that energy and sort of find the balance within yourself. We have trust the signals. The universe knows your path. So you could have been trying to go down a wrong path that the universe was trying to steer you away from, but you didn't pay attention to the signs or trust your intuition, and it sort of led to some sort of tower moment where, again, this person's mask came off. We have confinement here. So maybe somebody was in a commitment already, or otherwise sort of like blocked off from you or locked off from you. And then we have the crows. Omen, ancient rituals, mystic messengers, death and rebirth, and dark wisdom. Which makes me think of, signs and synchronicities from the universe that maybe you weren't quite paying attention to. Whatever this journey was, whatever this situation was, it had you feeling locked down in some sort of way. But now you have broken the chains and you realize that you're no longer a slave to this person, to this dynamic, what have you. Very interesting. I want to see if we can get a couple more. This is my first time using this Oracle deck. I got it off Amazon, but I fear it may be a knockoff. I didn't realize that when I got it, but what else do we have for this situation, Spirit? For the collective, for our lovely viewer. Anything? We'll see. If not, we'll just move straight to tarot, but do we have anything else that we could have for this situation, Spirit? Maybe not. Oh, we got one. Refuge of flowering soul. Cultivate your spirit. I feel like this is Spirit saying, come home to yourself, in a way. Whatever the situation is, has led you to come home to yourself. Refuge of flowering soul. Cultivate your spirit. So 17, so star energy, healing energy. Anchor and chaos on the bottom. Fired up right here. So whatever has happened here, light and dark, secret, waves of change, silent shadows. So there could have been a lot happening underneath the surface here that you weren't seeing. Like this person was wearing a mask and you might not have been seeing the situation clearly for what it was. And look, underneath that we have multiple masks. So it seems like this person was wearing more than one mask. That's very interesting. But this butterfly makes me think of transformation and change, and this is very clearly like a feminine on this card. So I feel like you started to see through this person's masks, and that like led to transformation here for you with and getting to a point where you are breaking the chains of this connection. We have the bull of strength underneath. So it says masculine force, flame, resolute rules, leadership, dominance, control, power, commanding presence. So this you could have been dealing with a masculine that was very controlling in some sort of way. Maybe one who was quick to anger. It's very interesting. And then spiritual rooting. You have this person meditating at the foot of a tree and like connecting to their roots, right? Where their heart is. Which makes me think of this card, refuge of flowering soul, like cultivating your spirit by reestablishing your own foundation here. And then we have journey, voyage again. So very interesting. Something came to light here about this person who was wearing a mask. Oh, look, I was shuffling and then I stopped here and look, chaos, sorrow, madness, falsehood, agony, struggle. So somebody here was not forthright with you. Somebody here was not very honest with you. That mask came off in whatever way that happened. And it caused you to break the chains of this situation, come back home to yourself. And now you're in an era of rebalancing your emotions. I see coming to light. I feel like something has come to light for you in this connection, and you are also coming to the light in your own way. Not like a lie was revealed in that second sense, but like you're coming back to yourself, if that makes sense. Charming chat, inspiring news. So this person could have been very charming on the surface. I see like all these love hearts and, well, all these hearts on here with the text message. So maybe this person kind of love bombed you a little bit too. But we have mind-body unity here. So again, whatever the situation was has forced you to come back to yourself, right? But yeah, this person could have been very charming on the surface, very much, you know, love bombing you, right? But yeah, a mask came off here. I've said this a million times. I'm trying to get the message straight for myself too. A mask coming off of somebody here. There's been a lot of chaos and a lot of anger. I feel like you've been very angry. You've been very fired up about this situation. It's caused you to kind of come back to yourself and like re-establish your own kind of root here and find your own sense of balance and equilibrium. But I feel like, again, like a reward is coming your way for this, is what I'm getting with the sudden wealth card. Like Spirit saying, like, you've done the work, you've broken the chain, the mask has been ripped off, and now, you know, I'm the universe going to give you the opportunity, or give you an opportunity to show you or to reinforce, you know, like reward you for that work is what I'm seeing. Okay. So very interesting oracle messages so far. I grabbed the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Kranz. I usually only end up reaching for this deck when there's some like shadow work involved, or when there's some sort of deep something involved in whatever situation I'm pulling for. So yeah, let's see what's at the heart of the situation. Let's look more into the situation. What do we have, Spirit? The Two of Cups. So this was definitely a love situation. I feel like I was picking up on that. This is definitely a love situation. And we have the King of Cups here. This could have been somebody who, again, was very charming, very emotionally, how can I phrase this? Okay. The shadow sides of the King of Cups is somebody who is not comfortable expressing their emotions. So they could be emotionally avoidant instead of being somebody who fully embraces and, you know, lives in their emotions, embodies their emotions. This could be somebody who is very avoidant. This could be somebody who was maybe a little bit emotionally manipulative as well. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. This could be somebody who was younger than you too. So somebody, like, you saw an opportunity to invest. This is the Page of Pentacles in this deck. I feel like you saw a real chance for happiness and harmony here with this rainbow. And the Two of Cups is all about sort of soulmate connections. So I feel like you were involved in a love connection with this King of Cups, somebody who you saw potential with. But we have the Nine of Wands underneath that. So there's a lot of struggle, and I guess this is a love that's not easy. Somebody who has had a lot of boundaries up. It's like going up these stairs, and every step feels like climbing a mountain almost. But with that moon there, it made me feel like you felt like an intuitive connection with this person as well. On the other side of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. So this is all about feeling seen and validated and coming out victorious. I feel like it's like through these brambles, you were able to kind of transform and free yourself, right? Because butterflies are all about transformation. But this looks like it's transformation through overcoming chaos, right? Through breaking these chains. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So it's funny, we have the Six and Seven of Wands here. Seven of Wands is all about boundaries, right? Keeping your boundaries strong. It's like keeping this flame lit from all of the energy around it that wants to put it out. And we also have Black and White, which is very divine masculine, divine feminine coded, like yin and yang kind of vibes, right? So it's like all this feminine energy was going toward this fire, this one lone masculine energy. Makes me think that maybe this person was entertaining multiple people, multiple feminines, and maybe you found out about it. Like that came to light, right? And allowed you to, one, of course that's going to make you mad. That would make anybody mad if you thought you were the only one investing in the situation and you find out that this person that you're connected to, whoever this King of Cups is, was investing in a lot of different situations. Of course, that would light you up. That would fire you up, right? I'm starting to get hot right now, feeling some sort of Phoenix energy, I think. We have the Seven of Pentacles as more information from the heart of the cards, from the heart of the situation. Seven of Pentacles is about investment, long-term investment. So I feel like this is somebody that you invested a lot of time and energy and effort into. What's underneath it? Yeah, only for it to end in betrayal with the Ten of Swords here. And we have the Knight of Cups underneath it. So we've seen the Knight and the King of Cups so far. The Knight of Cups is somebody who is very charming, very diplomatic, very suave a little bit. Could be sort of like an emotional player energy when not expressed in its, fullest capacity. So I feel like, yeah, there was a charmer here, somebody who got in your good graces and, again, sort of charmed you. Somebody that you invested a lot of time and energy into, again, only for it to sort of end up in this feeling of hitting rock bottom, of feeling backstabbed, of feeling betrayed. All right, let's pull some cards on this situation. All right, so thank you, Spirit, for all of this information so far. What can you tell us about this situation? We have the Mother of Cups here too. So we've seen the King and Queen of Cups. That's so interesting because I did a different reading like maybe an hour ago, and the King and Queen of Cups came up in that reading as well. I hope this isn't just like a rehashing of what I just did. Anyway, but I feel like right now you're interested in protecting your own cup. Like, even if you felt like this person was a soulmate, a divine partner of some sort, like now you're focused on your own healing. You're focused on weighing your own cups here. And the refuge of, what is this? Flowering soul. Like, it makes me think of the Queen of Cups because she's here protecting her cup, right? All right, thanks, Spirit. Let's look at the situation for our viewer. What's going on here? Okay, weird. Okay, a lot of these cards ended up upside down. I don't usually put my cards in here upside down, but here we are. I feel like that happened for a reason. So what do you have for a spirit? If they flip upside down, usually I read them that way, but I don't ever put them in my deck upside down. Anyway, that happened for a reason. So what do you have, Spirit? What do we have for this situation, for our viewer? What has been going on in this situation? We have the Hierophant in reverse. So the Hierophant upright is about spiritual lessons. It's about a spiritual teacher. It's about conforming to norms, right? Like societal norms. In the reverse, this could be trying to find your own way, like trying to make something work in your own way instead of following the conventional, traditional way to do it. I'm gonna look in my tarot notes too, because I don't often get the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so in the reverse, the Hierophant means abuse of position or power, poor counsel, rejection of traditional values, and following your own path versus a traditional one. So I feel like whoever this person was that you're connected to, well, there they go. You kind of put up on a pedestal in a way. And they kind of abused that situation. They used that. They knew that you saw them in a special way, and they used that as sort of leverage to sort of come in and kind of treat you how they wanted to. And it kind of took you out of your 2211, I just saw, out of this sort of caring, loving, emotionally self-sufficient energy, and maybe made you start overgiving, or maybe made you feel anxious. Underneath, we have death in reverse. So this is like not letting a situation go, not letting it die and be reborn into something better. It's like holding on to a situation even if you know it's not good for you, right? Then we have the High Priestess in reverse. I feel like this connection really messed with your intuition. Like maybe like you felt like this person, maybe you felt like this person wasn't being completely honest with you, but because of the way they were showing up, because of the way they were maybe like love bombing you, right? With the oracle cards we saw before, it's like you weren't able to really trust your own intuition about it. And it made you feel anxious. What else do we have for the situation? Seven of Wands again. I was trying to count the Roman numerals, but Seven of Wands came out again. So very much enforcing your boundaries, feeling like you have to fight for your station, right? Confirmation bird. So I feel like this is a person or situation. Honestly, it's giving kind of karmic to me. So you could have found yourself in a karmic situation. Somebody that you were really drawn to, but like, again, they made you question yourself, your intuition. They could have had multiple people kind of around, you know what I'm saying? But the situation has caused you to re-examine your boundaries, re-examine who you let get close to you, right? What do we have? What else do we have for the situation, Spirit? Strength in reverse and the Tower in reverse. This is like death. Feeling like you didn't have the inner strength to let this tower fall, to let this version of this situation, of this person go. You were lacking the inner strength to let that tower fall. Can we get one more, please, Spirit, for this situation? The Wheel of Fortune popped out but did not come out. Okay, so what else do we have, Spirit, for the situation? The Emperor in reverse. It's giving very karmic, or somebody who's not in their divine masculine energy, right? Somebody who is controlling, somebody who maybe is angry, like tries to make their problems everyone else's problems. Like that's very distorted masculine energy. So you could have been dealing with, again, a karmic, a distorted masculine, but you didn't have the inner strength to really let the tower go, let things fall apart, because you didn't have, strong enough boundaries. And I feel like this person understood that, like maybe intuitively, because they got that King of Cups energy, right? I don't feel like they were like they talked to you about this, right? I feel like they just kind of subconsciously realized that, and I'm not trying to come for you, but like that maybe you were somebody who was easy to drag into chaos, somebody who was so giving with their heart that it was easy to sort of take you for granted, if that makes sense. But again, I feel like you are coming back into balance after this, and you are kind of breaking free from the chains of this person. Like this is very devil energy. You're breaking free of the ties that bound you, right? You're coming to the light. Things are being revealed. Okay. So that's the situation. You were dealing with a masculine energy, a distorted masculine energy, was maybe abusing their position of being somebody who was important to you. But you didn't have the inner strength to really let the situation go because you didn't have strong enough boundaries for yourself. That's what I get for the situation. What is our viewer's energy toward the situation right now? Our viewer's energy towards the situation, Spirit. Our viewer's energy, Spirit, toward this connection. Three of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So you are certainly heartbroken over this with the Three of Swords here. I feel like there's still sort of like a draw to this person though, with the Knight of Wands here. Or I thought this was the Page for a second, but it's the Knight. So I feel like this has inspired you to sort of run away from the situation, for lack of a better term, right? And to go and do some inner work and inner reflection. It's peeking out, so I have to see it. The Wheel of Fortune. That's what was going to come out, but didn't. So this was a sort of fated connection. This was meant to happen. For as much, condolence as that is, right? When you have to live through it. But it's caused you to do a lot of self-reflection with the Hermit. And I feel like, again, very similar to the reading I did earlier, but I feel like this is you sort of in runner energy. But I think it's interesting too that we have the Three of Swords, which is all about just emotional pain, heartbreak, feeling sad in general. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. But look how sad he looks too. And normally the Knight of Pentacles isn't somebody who's really sad. Honestly, if you look a little closer, he just looks kind of really focused, like he's about to ram somebody else. But I feel like, again, this is somebody you put a lot of time and energy into, somebody that, how can I phrase this? I feel like you were very patient with this person. I'll say that. Like, you were willing to put in the effort, you were willing to tend the seed of this connection and do what it takes to watch it grow, to see it grow. This person could have maybe made you feel like they were on the same page with you at the time. But I feel like, again, eventually that mask came off in some sort of way. And all of this charming bullshit, that this Knight of Cups energy that they were trying to sort of like play in your face with, kind of unraveled and turned into chaos, falsehood, agony, sorrow, madness, and made you upset as well. What else do we have for our viewers' energy toward this situation? I don't even care how your person feels. I care about you. So what else do we have for our viewers' energy toward this situation, Spirit? Ten of Cups in reverse. There was no harmony in the situation. I feel like whatever happily ever after you maybe saw with them in the beginning got soured. And you realize how much disharmony there was in this connection, in this situation. And so that you knew what you needed to do was be like, you are not my master, sir and or madam, whoever you're connected to. And you got to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna break these chains myself. I don't need you to do it. And so you did it. One more for our viewers' energy, Spirit, please. One more for our viewers' energy. The Magician. Now you're taking your power back. Embracing your own divine masculine energy. And this creator has the Animal Spirit Oracle deck, which I have over there. But in it, the cheetah represents the divine masculine. So this is like, I see you, this is your energy that we're checking on, right? I see you reclaiming your own power here, like embracing your own divine masculine here to draw up boundaries here and step into the power that you didn't have before this mask fell, right? And we have the Ten of Wands here. Feeling overburdened, feeling stressed, feeling like you can't carry the weight of this anymore. And the Nine of Wands, again, right underneath the 10. So yeah, this connection put you through the ringer. And maybe before you didn't have the strength to let it go, let the tower fall. You didn't have the proper boundaries. You didn't have the inner strength at the time. And I'm not coming for you. I'm just reading what the cards are saying. But now you're realizing how unequal this connection was. How much, all the time and energy you invested sort of went to waste because of their actions and how it harmed you emotionally. Yeah, with the Ace of Swords underneath here, you had this realization. And the Four of Cups. And I feel like this is saying now you're having clarity about where you've invested your time. And No, you need to invest it elsewhere. So what should our viewer focus on? Because I'm not going to check on your person. I'm, again, more concerned about you. What can our viewer focus on right now, Spirit? One more zhuzh. What can our viewer focus on right now, Spirit? What can our viewer focus on right now, Spirit? Woo! We got a couple. We got the Six of Wands that came out again. So focus on the people who make you feel seen. Focus on removing yourself from the drama, right? Rising above the situation, like using the chaos as fuel to evolve and change and grow. We have the Four of Swords that came out in reverse, and we have the Star that came out in reverse. Now, I know the Star upright is focusing on your own healing, finding faith and hope and, a reason to keep going. And then the Four of Swords upright is about withdrawing your energy. It's about recovery and recuperation. Now, in the reverse, see, I'm wondering if I should take these this way or if I should take them upright. So in the reverse, the Star is a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness. So maybe you feel like there is no healing from the situation, like you've hit rock bottom and there is no amount of pulling your energy back that will fix this. I'm going to say that's not true, though, if you do think that. It's curious. Here, I'm going to get my notes again, even though I dropped them over there, and now I have to fish them. Okay. So, the Star in reverse talks about hopelessness, despair, negativity, lack of faith, or low in spirit from loss of hope or courage. And then the Four of Swords in the reverse is about struggling to relax or feeling mentally exhausted, being stuck or unable to take I had to clamp it together because my journal started falling apart. Being stuck or unable to take action, ignoring the need for rest or pushing forward too soon, overthinking and anxiety. So you could be feeling very hopeless with the Star in reverse, and you could be feeling, I just had it, like you're kind of unable to take a break, like unable to heal from the situation. I think Spirit is trying to tell you with what to focus on is that you should use this struggle, right, as an opportunity for your own transformation. Don't stay stuck in this kind of hopelessness, this kind of despair energy, because that's going to drain you even more. This person didn't, like, the way this person treated you was not a reflection of you, and I need you to know that. Like, how they treated you was a reflection of them and their own wounding, and that doesn't necessarily make it any easier to come to terms with. But you don't have to come to terms with it for that person. You need to come to terms with it for yourself. Like, what did this situation teach you about your own inner strength, about letting things go sooner when when people show you who they are, you know, believe them the first time. Maybe that was a lesson that you learned from the situation as well. Maybe your intuition, again, was telling you all of this stuff, but you were so enamored with how charming this person was that you didn't trust it enough to see past the illusions, right? So I think Spirit is saying, you know, don't focus on the hopelessness, and don't focus on, I'm never going to get over this. Things are always going to be this way. Like maybe this is a pattern you run into multiple times over multiple people. But struggle leads to transformation. It leads to being seen for your authentic self, like learning to find your authentic self through struggle and letting that light shine out. So don't get bogged down in this energy, is what I'm getting. Spirit is saying for you to focus on. Focus on not being bogged down in this energy, and focus on doing the inner work to transform. And we have the Page of Cups underneath here. This is following your own heart, following your own intuition, learning to trust your intuition. And the Ace of Cups. Focus on filling your own cup here. Self-love. Focus on self-love here. Ah! I feel like that was a Page of Cups that flew out again. It was. I was thinking to ask you for, or ask Spirit for advice for you. It seems like Spirit is saying, you know, learn to trust your intuition, like learn to follow your own heart. Four of Pentacles in reverse underneath here. Don't cling to situations that aren't serving you. I knew the Seven of Cups was going to show up somehow. It's in reverse here. But don't be fooled by lies and deceptions and illusions. And when you can get to a place where you can trust your own intuition, you won't be fooled by these illusions anymore. So, you know, reclaim your power. You're not powerless. I know you might feel that way, especially after being taken advantage of by somebody, but you have all the tools that you need to heal yourself and to make the life that you want for yourself. I get a card of advice, please, Spirit. So this is what you can focus on, right? So what is your advice? What is your advice, Spirit, for our viewer? Advice for our viewer, please, Spirit. The Hanged Man. Take a step back. Pause. Surrender. And learn to see this situation from a different perspective. And you'll gain some enlightenment from it. Bats are all about transformation as well in that Animal Spirit Oracle deck. So yeah, learn to see this situation from a different perspective, okay? Take a step back. You know, feel your feelings. I know you're angry. I can see that you're fired up, but even your oracle cards before were saying to weigh your emotions carefully and find equilibrium within. So I think that's what 4411 right there. I think that's what you need to focus on, bestie, okay? Focus on finding your own inner, you know, again, sense of equilibrium. Don't get lost in this hopelessness and despair. It was to lead you to your transformation so you can have strong boundaries, so you can stand up for yourself, so you can learn to trust your intuition and see the red flags earlier, right? Don't beat yourself up, okay? It'll take time. It will take time, and I know it takes time, but all that energy, all this fired up energy that you have, instead of, using it to be angry at this person. Use it to fuel your own healing, because you are breaking free from this person. But you know that it doesn't always happen as fast as you hope or want it to. But yeah, you're doing good, babes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Okay. All right. Take care.